Dear students, in this session I will explain some additional points about Keynesian theory of income and output determination and also the concept of multiplier we have specified in the previous classes. The first issue that I consider is why increase in income is a multiple of increase in investment. Delta y is equal to 1 by 1 minus b into delta. This is the first issue that we discuss. Why increase in income is a multiple of the increase in investment. Now, with the other elements of autonomous expenditure fixed, we can write change in equilibrium income as investment varies as delta y is equal to delta c plus delta I. And delta y is equal to delta c plus delta I. And restoring equality of income and aggregate demand requires that equilibrium income increases by an amount equal to rise in income. Restoration of equilibrium requires that increase in income must be equal to increase in investments plus delta y is equal to delta I plus income induced increase in consumer demand, that is delta C. So, if investment increases, equality between aggregate supply and aggregate demand is restored if delta y is equal to delta I plus delta C and delta y minus delta C is equal to delta or delta S is equal to delta I. So, condition required is delta S is equal to delta I. And this condition is derived from writing equality using the second expression S is equal to I. National income, equilibrium can be written either as y is equal to c plus I or as S is equal to I. Now, this is derived from the second way of writing equilibrium condition as S is equal to I. Now, restoring equilibrium requires that rise in income is enough to generate new savings equal to new investments. Rise in income is enough to generate new savings equal to new investments. And we know that delta S is equal to 1 minus b into delta y. Delta S is equal to 1 minus b into delta y. Because S is equal to minus a plus 1 minus by and delta S is equal to delta S by delta y is equal to 1 minus b. So, it follows that delta S is equal to 1 minus b into delta y. So, 1 minus b into delta y is equal to delta I. So, that delta y by delta I is equal to 1 by 1 minus b. So, increase in income is 1 minus b times delta I to restore equilibrium between aggregate supply and aggregate demand when investment increases by an amount equal to delta I. A second point is the concept of multiplier we have introduced. And remember this, the concept of investment multiplier is central to the Keynesian theory of income determination. And it shows how a shift in investment spending caused by changes in business expectations causes a change in investment, consumption, etc. and how the impact is transited throughout the economy. As we have seen, it is like throwing a stone in a pond. It generates one ripple followed by another ripple until the entire surface is disturbed. So, a shock to one sector transits throughout the economy. And as the value of the multiplier is determined by MBC or MBS, value of multiplier is determined by MBC or MBS, the practical significance of MBC or MBS is very high. So, if there is an increase or decrease in investment, its impact on the economy is determined by value of MBC. If the value of MBC is very high, then the instability caused by an increase in investment will be very high. If the value of MBC is low or MBS is very high, its impact will be low. So, the practical significance of MBC or MBS is very crucial in the Keynesian theory of income determination. And remember this, the concept of multiplier, though it was popularized by Keynes, was first introduced by Kahn, R.F. Kahn. And he introduced what is known as employment multiplier. R.F. Kahn introduced the concept of multiplier, that is employment multiplier. And employment multiplier is defined as the ratio of increment of total employment associated with a given increase in employment in the capital goods industries. It is the ratio of increase in total employment to increase in employment in the capital goods industries. Keynes introduced investment multiplier, which is the ratio of increment in income to a given increment in investment, that is delta y by delta I. Delta y by delta I. So, remember these 2 points. Remember this, in the Keynesian theory of income determination, multiplier is very important. And consider the example once more. We have considered y is equal to c plus I, c is equal to a plus by, I is equal to I bar. And I write c as equal to 100 plus 0.8 y, I is equal to I bar is equal to 20. So, equilibrium level of income is 1 by 1 minus 0.8 into 100 plus 20 is equal to 600. Suppose that there is an increase in investment equal to 20, then y bar is equal to 1 by 1 minus 0.8 into 100 plus 20 plus 20 is equal to 700. So, here the value of the multiplier is 5. 5 times increase in investment 100. 5 times increase in investment 20 is equal to 100. That is, an initial increase in investment 20 generates an ultimate increase in income equal to 100. If the value of MBC is say 0.5, it will become 2 into 20, that is 40 only. If it is 0.75, 4 into 20 equal to 80 only. So, the destabilizing effect of changes in investments on income depends on the value of MBC or the value of MBC. So, MBC plays a very crucial role in Keynesian economic analysis, and calculation of MBC is very important for policy analysis, decision making, etc., in macroeconomic analysis. Remember these points when you study Keynesian theory of income determination. Also remember this: if there is an increase in aggregate spending, there will be an increase in equilibrium level of income and output, because in the Keynesian model, economy is operating at less than full employment. So, prices will not increase, only income or output will increase, and these points should be kept in mind.